is the Put It in the Air podcast. This is the Put It in the Air podcast.
Yes. Welcome everyone to the Put It in the Air podcast. Once again, I'm your host, Brendan Casello, a.k.a. East Coast Virus.
And I'm Pascal Rolls-Philippe, a.k.a. Punkson Drublick.
Welcome in, everyone. Once again, we are on episode 22 and our fourth off-season episode. So
22.
welcome.
We got there quick.
Yeah, we did. Yeah. We really put our work in last season. Went through a lot of growing pains.
Yeah,
and
some bumps, some bruises.
And some off-season bumps and bruises, too.
For sure. But I think that we've got our mojo here.
Yeah, we're getting into the rhythm.
We're getting into at least like maybe not mid-season form, but like game one form.
Yeah.
Trying to get things, pared down a little bit so that we don't have any more 2.5 hour episodes.
Yeah, and the fact of the matter is football starts in about 3 days, 4 days. Thursday, it's Sunday today.
Yeah, something like that.
So
it's right around the corner.
We're going to be doing this for you twice a week, every week, hopefully till the end of the season. I think we should probably nail most of that
We'll
down.
see. There's a pretty big addition to our group coming in December that you had mentioned last episode.
Wait, are you talking about my wife's belly, dude? I don't think she'd appreciate you calling it pretty big.
Good point.
No,
I'll keep my thoughts to myself on that one. But I think you might be on some mounted paternity leave when the playoffs come around.
Yeah, and we'll see what we do to maybe have somebody cover me for a few weeks or a week or whatever. We'll see.
We got some time though, so in the meantime, we're getting this thing rolling. And what are we talking about this week?
Well, we're living, breathing, and just excited about football.
And in particular, the draft.
The draft, which is less than 48 hours away. About 36, actually. 36 hours away. It's Sunday. Tomorrow, the draft is at 9:30 Eastern, right? Or is it 9 o'clock?
9 o'clock.
9 o'clock. Sorry, guys.
No, 9:30 for you.
No, 9:30 for all you guys. I hope your first picks auto-draft to the wrong guys. So
everyone's taking kickers in the first round. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, well, only Scott and Longfellow.
Oh, okay.
But today's episode, we're going to cover a few things. It's going to be much quicker than normal. We always say that, and then it's 2 hours. So we're going to cover some big name contract news since our last episode. We're going to discuss some of the start of the season injuries that you guys might want to tap into and know what's going on, especially for the draft.
For sure.
We've got the result of all of our polls. We're going to just briefly discuss those. We're not going to debate. Don't worry. It's all good.
That's as much as I want to.
That's what the chat is for. Pascal beats it till it's dead and then goes back the next day. So we got some official keeper choices. We're going to announce the keepers, and we're just going to do a quick analysis based on the value that everybody's getting, which should be pretty cool. It's very interesting, actually. We're going to discuss stacks and rookies that we're not so hot on. So give you a little bit more emphasis in our 3 and out segment about who we're not going for in terms of stacks or rookies. And then we have a breakdown of the AFC North and the AFC South and the NFC North in our Market Watch segment, as well as some doghouse picks to finish off the day. And then we'll be out of your hair. So without further ado, we should definitely get right into it.
Pun down.
The pun down.
All right.
So with the pun down this week, we are basically just talking about deals and trades that have happened since the last episode, highlighting about 6 players that we focused on that made some waves in the NFL. So if you want to just go back and forth on these players, if that's how you want to do it.
No, go ahead. You got the list, and then I'll just give you my little 2 cents on each.
Okay. All right. So we're going to start with James Cook. Since our last episode, James Cook, who was threatening to hold out, and it was a very wishy-washy situation.
I think he was actually holding in, which is the new way in the NFL, where you don't actually hold out. You show up to practice. You're in meetings.
You avoid those big penalties.
Yeah, you don't actually go on the field for practice. That way you don't have to worry about injury, but also you're letting them know that, like, no, I'm not going to play if you're not going to pay me.
It's kind of a wimpy way to do it.
Well, no, it's not at all. It's the only choice they have, because if they don't show up for training camp, they get fined like hundreds of thousands of dollars a day, and there are very few players that can afford to do that. And then on the back end, it's on the team to decide whether they're willing to eat the fines or not. And a lot of teams have shown that they're not, that you're going to pay the $500,000 in fines. And so instead of it being a wimpy choice, it's the smart choice, because that way they're there, they are in meetings, so they're actually getting the knowledge that they need to go into the season with, but they're standing their ground and they're letting ownership know, they're letting management know that, no, I'm not going to play on this deal when I've well outperformed it.
But let's just be real. Teams would rather have their players that have contract disputes hold in than hold out. I mean, yeah, they get fined and they have to pay these fines, but only wimps, won't pay hundreds of thousands of dollars of fines to make a point. So anyways, James Cook is the man. He actually held in, and they blessed him with a 4-year extension. So he got hooked up, and he will be the Buffalo Bills' RB1. Don't shy away from him. The only reason I was shying away from him was because of this contract dispute. And there's not really much else except maybe touchdown regression, because he went bananas last year on touchdowns.
Yeah, and I mean, Ray Davis had a good year. I think that they drafted someone else also, another running back. So it's like there's going to be more competition, but I don't see any way he's not the unquestioned starter day one, worthy of, a legitimate pick in the draft.
So it's very likely you're going to see him get taken down by his dreadlocks like once or twice again this season. That happened to him like 3 times last year. It was ridiculous.
It's part of the uniform.
I don't know. I think they should revisit that, because that's your hair, bro. Come on.
It's part of your body.
Yeah, it is.
If I can grab your foot, I can grab your hair.
If I had long fingernails and you could tackle me by the fingernail.
If you don't want me to grab your hair, do something else with it. You don't have to have locks. Dude, that's your choice. Anyway,
not everybody looks good in a crew cut.
Moving on.
All right. Next player, Terry McLaurin, the scary Terry Scorin McLaurin. He requested a trade. He was very disgruntled. This didn't look like it was going to get cleaned up, and it actually did. And he won another player in the winning circle. And I would say the Washington Commanders also won, because they definitely need their WR1. He got a 3-year, $96 million contract with $60 million guaranteed. He's in the money. Let's hope he doesn't take a step off of the gas. Let's hope he's pressing it down.
That's a lot of money for a 30-year-old wide receiver, and someone who really made the majority of his big plays on missed tackles, broken plays kind of last year.
Yeah.
Now, all that said, I think he's on a 6-year streak of over 1,000 yards, and he's consistent. It's not, a ton. He's not going for 1,500 yards. It's usually between 1,000 and 1,200 yards, but he's consistent. And last year he put up a lot of numbers off of touchdowns, so we'll see. But Jaden Daniels is the key to the franchise, and why would you give away his number one target?
And let's be real. This is all right. So Terry McLaurin, he's going in with more money than he's ever gone in with. So sometimes that kind of takes a little bit of the momentum, the energy that they put into the season for some players. However, this is the first season that the outlook has never been better, basically, for him. They had such an amazing season last year. Now looking forward, Washington has never been one of the favorite teams to talk about during Terry McLaurin's career, of course. So he's got a lot of things to be excited about, and now he got that contract dispute out of the way. Booyaka. So good job, Terry McLaurin. Get your bag. Next player we're going to run over is, or run through, or actually go over. We're not hurting this player. He's already hurt. Brandon Ayuk, who has been placed on the physically unable to perform list, missing the first 4 weeks, with their coach saying that he should be back. We're expecting him back week 6. That's his target. We'll see if that takes into play. I don't know. It really makes him kind of a sketchy draft pick. If you get him late enough, then you could sit on the player, put him on your reserve spot, and if your team's good enough to survive the first 6 weeks, you might have something. But it's kind of a tough spot to figure out where to draft Brandon Ayuk.
So one quick correction. This is Terry McLaurin's second big contract.
Oh no!
He signed an extension
it's
after
his total. I know.
Yeah, he signed an extension after his rookie deal, for $70 million, and so now this is his third contract.
Yeah, his third and his largest.
Yeah,
which is awesome. So Brandon Ayuk, back to him. We should expect him back in week 6. There's not really much else to report on him.
Yeah, so, I mean, he didn't have a good year last year before he got hurt, so I don't think people are expecting too much. Yeah. He's probably going to end up either being a late round drop or a late round steal, depending on if he can get back to form, but we're not expecting too much.
Yeah, and Colin decided not to keep him this year for many reasons.
Well, obviously.
Next player we have on the list is Trey Hendrickson. Talk about hold in. This guy was not happy with the Bengals office. Most players that aren't signed yet or haven't gotten their deal yet aren't very happy with the Bengals front office.
I mean, even players who have signed their deals are not very happy with the front office.
That's true. They did, which
if there's any team that bungles their contract re-signings more than the Cowboys, it's the Bengals.
Those two are the worst.
Yeah,
definitely. Just to remind you, they did give long-term extensions to Jamar Chase and T. Higgins off early the season, and then Joe Burrow last year got his extension. So they're going to be together for a long time. Shoring up their defense was a huge thing because they looked like trash. And I
don't know if you can say they shored it up because all they did was let their biggest name not leave for the first time in like years.
Yeah, but they did finally work out a deal. It's not a long-term deal. He did just get 1 year. He got
$30 million.
Yeah, an extra $14 million than he was gonna get. So he's happy, and he's gonna be a free agent next year. And he's definitely not gonna be a Cincinnati Bengal after that because no franchise tag is gonna keep him in.
Yeah.
So Hendrickson, I'm glad that happened because we've been talking about that all offseason. Not us, but every sports analyst out there. If there's one player they're talking about more in this offseason, it was Micah Parsons, who's next on our list. Micah Parsons, one of the best football player podcast hosts. He is a great defensive player, one of the best on the Cowboys, no longer on the Cowboys, because Jerry Jones has a very hard head. He just, it's a pissing match with that old man.
Jerry, I think that he draws out these contracts so that he can keep some money like in escrow or something, getting interest on it. I think I did the math, and he's getting like somewhere around like $3-4 million a year in interest. The longer he can draw these contracts out.
Yeah. It's dumb though because to be honest with you, all those $3-4 million, he's losing like 15-16 million because he's waiting to sign these players, and the market for these players is going up, and they're costing him a lot more. CeeDee Lamb costed him a lot more than if he gave him a deal.
Yeah, Dak Prescott too.
Dak Prescott for sure.
I don't understand what he's doing either. I don't think anyone really understands. That's why most people just tear him a new one for the decisions he's making with contract re-signings. But I also don't care because I don't care about the Cowboys.
Yeah.
And if we're going to look at the Cowboys or the Packers winning another championship, I'd much rather see the Packers win than the Cowboys.
Yeah, that's true. Me too, just because I'm, let's not talk about my bias. But Jerry Jones just needs to honestly just hire an actual general manager and stop trying to play all the roles,
All right, let's keep this one moving.
That's true, yeah. Micah Parsons, congratulations, though, going to the Packers, getting mad money.
$144 million, something like that.
I did want to mention, though, the Cowboys did get 2 first-round picks. I personally don't think there's a player out there, even the best player in the league, that is worth 2 first-round picks. But all I hear is people bashing the Cowboys' end of this trade.
Listen, I mean, the Packers are likely to be picking in the 20s, possibly the 30s. And at that point of the draft, draft picks are like less than a 50% hit rate. So let's say you get one starter out of the 2 picks. That one starter is not going to be worth Micah Parsons.
That's true.
I think that it's the compensation that you'd expect for a player of his caliber. it was worth it for the Packers to do it, and if Jerry wasn't going to re-sign him, then it was worth it for the Cowboys to do it too.
Apparently, Jerry thinks he's going to be able to trade one of those picks within the next few days to have a game-ready guy for Thursday night against the Eagles, which is so funny.
Yeah, not like
last player to run through, we have Brian Robinson, who was just the odd man out. He was actually the 1A in Washington, the running back 1A. He was like the name on the trading block for the last month that everybody was just going in on. The Commanders have a rookie running back, Ja'Cory Krosky
Merritt, something
Merritt.
like that.
Yeah, he's all the hype in the preseason and in training camp and everything. And then of course they have Craig
Robinson? No, Richardson?
No. Hernandez? No. Shit.
Rodriguez?
Rodriguez. Chris Rodriguez.
Yeah, close.
Chris Rodriguez, and let's not forget about Austin Eckler, who probably will start the season as their RB1.
You probably can forget about him.
However, we'll see.
Yeah. Anyway, it's an interesting room. The fact that they were willing to move on from him after he was their number one starting running back last year, and then like him going through the gunshot wound his rookie year and all that stuff, like. Oh, it just says how they feel about the rookie.
We haven't we haven't had a gunshot for a rookie this year. We had
really that was worth bringing up.
Yeah, no, because Ricky Pearsall got shot last year. Brian Robinson got shot the year before, all before the season started. So, which rookie will it be this year?
Shut up. Anyway,
I mean, come on.
An unnecessary detour to get right back on track. So
truck along.
The fact they're willing to get rid of him means that they feel good about their backfield right now, but it also says something about the San Francisco backfield and Isaac Guerrero. Looks like he is the odd man out.
Definitely.
When Kyle Shanahan was talking about bringing on Brian Robinson, he said something to the effect of, now when Christian McCaffrey gets hurt, we won't take a step back, which means that he felt they were taking a step back with everyone else who was on the roster. Obviously, Jordan Mason, Mike Longfellow's keeper, is...
He's not keeping him.
Oh, he's not keeping him anymore. Oh, good. Well, there you go.
No, good.
That's probably a good idea. Maybe we'll be wrong. But he's the starter now, is that right? Or no, he's the backup to Aaron Jones in Minnesota. So yeah, says a lot about both running back rooms.
And San Francisco is injury riddled right now. They're also looking for a wide receiver to add still. They have injuries to every single wide receiver on their roster. Their running back room obviously has
Ricky Pearsall's hurt too?
He actually just recently came back. I think he's good to go. And I think Jawan Jennings should be good to go by the start of the season. But you never know. I mean, if you have most of your guys...
This isn't the injury list, buddy.
This isn't the injury list. That's true.
Let's move along if that's what you want to do.
We should move along, too.
Injury list.
Was that a good segue or a bad segue? I can't tell.
It was kind of bad. But it was a segue, and we got it moving forward. So this is good.
All right. So there's a bunch of people who are injured, so I'm going to move through this as quickly as possible.
Run it.
Jalen Coker, quad, placed on IR, out 4 to 6 games. Panthers, right? Mm-hmm. Trevor Penning is offensive tackle. Could be ready for week 1. We have Kalen Carson's the DB from the Cowboys, placed on IR. The Cowboys placed running back Phil Maffa on injured reserve. We've got
a lot of injuries.
Alaric Jackson, the Rams tackle, should be back to practice on Monday. He had blood clots, which can be scary. Marvin Mims with his groin has returned to practice. Jawan Jennings with his calf was not seen at practice. Tristan Wirfs hopes to return in the first month of the season, which would be big for the Buccaneers. Austin Booker, who I believe he's a guard. He was placed on IR, so that's not good. Chris Godwin expect to return week 5 or later, so he should have 3/4 of the season, hopefully, if he can come back by then.
Him and Ayuk around the same time.
Devontae Smith is back at practice on Wednesday. Tyreek Hill remains on track to be healthy for week 1. Devon Achane remains on track to be healthy for week 1, which makes me happy. Darnell Mooney returned to practice on Thursday. Wow.
That's actually huge because Darnell Mooney they made a statement like hopefully he'll be back this season. So that's really early.
A.J. Brown was back at practice on Thursday.
Soft tissue hamstring.
Jalen Wright, the backup running back in Miami, expected to be out multiple weeks.
Safe to say he's backup now.
Saints tight end Foster Moreau is on the PUP list, so he'll miss the first 6 weeks, I think, of the season. Let's see. We've got some lineman injuries. Landon Dickerson was back at practice on Wednesday. Andrew Thomas was back at practice on Wednesday. Wide receiver Dontavian Wicks was back at practice on Wednesday. Jaden Reed was at practice on Wednesday. Khalil Shakur was on practice Wednesday. Travis Hunter's good to go for week 1. Ike Ekwonu, left tackle, I think for the Seahawks, is considered day-to-day.
Appendectomy.
Jacob Cowing, 49ers wide receiver, placed on IR. Jordan Love practicing full on Wednesday. Mark Andrews back at practice Wednesday. Darren Waller participated in team drills Wednesday.
Wow.
Joe Mixon to be reevaluated after 4 weeks. So he's out for the first 4 weeks.
That's probably the biggest one.
At least. But they've got Nick Chubb, so good for Aggie, who kept him.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
Let's see. Will Howard, the rookie quarterback from the Steelers, placed on IR. Deshaun Watson's on PUP. Tank Dell on PUP, but he's expected to miss the entire season. Isaiah Likely avoids IR.
Close to it.
Right. So got to look out for him if you plan on drafting him.
There's a whole lot of guys that are injured.
Marshawn Lloyd, the running back from the Packers, placed on IR. Jason Saunders placed on IR, the kicker.
Kicker for the Dolphins.
On IR. Ooh. Brandon Ayuk is on PUP. Najee Harris starting season on active roster.
Surprisingly.
Got one eye. Tajay Spears, first game on short-term IR. Torrey Horton, the rookie wide receiver, expected to be available for week 1. Jake Bobo, also a receiver from the Seahawks, in concussion protocol.
I want to know about Malik Neighbors. Because he has 3 injuries.
As far as I know, he's supposed to be playing.
He should be fine.
Yeah.
That's the word on the street.
So Matthew Stafford started practicing again.
That's great.
Last week. Jaden Blue, the running back from the from the Cowboys, practiced on Monday. Let's see. Tyrod Taylor expected to be available week 1. Lamar Jackson returned to practice last Monday.
Okay.
Alan Lazard on track for week 1. I don't know who cares, but someone might. And then we're kind of getting down there.
What about, all right, so just running through like some more fantasy relevant guys, because obviously there's tons of injuries.
Kenneth Walker practiced a couple weeks ago.
He had a foot injury.
Zay Flowers, I'm not sure if he's back yet.
He is.
He is?
I think he is. Right now, the current like big names, Lamar Jackson you went over, Devon Achane you went over, Justin Jefferson has a hamstring that's lingering.
Yeah, I don't think anyone's worried about him, though.
It's worrisome just seeing that questionable mark when you're trying to draft somebody. Malik Neighbors, he's going to be a keeper, so we don't have to worry about that. And then
Marvellis might care, though.
And then A.J. Brown. I know you didn't mention him. He's also got a hamstring.
I did say A.J. Brown.
Oh, you did?
Yeah, he's back in practice.
So many names.
Marvellis cares about Neighbors, though.
Of course he cares about him.
Well, so talk about him.
But
whoever plays him in the first week cares. So.
But we did. We mentioned him.
So what's going on? Is he back in practice?
He's got a foot, I think, a toe, and a back injury.
Oh.
I think. But all of them are not going to keep him off the field. He's been playing with that toe injury since college.
Malik returned to practice August 19th, so...
Yeah, but he has like this lingering issue, and he said it's not serious, but... I mean, a back issue is one thing, but a hamstring issue to start the season is another. I definitely worry about Justin Jefferson, and I worry about A.J. Brown.
Yeah, I mean, Jalen McMillan from the Bucks is on IR, so that means that there's space for their rookie Emeka Egbuka.
Ted McMillan is also a hamstring. He did return to practice on Tuesday of last week, though. So
yeah, so all this to say, there's a lot going on in the injury realm. People are coming back, people are going out, people are doubtful, questionable. So make sure that you're paying attention to that stuff as it comes up to draft.
Yeah, and Calvin Ridley, last one, injured, been missing practice for a while with general soreness. I think that's just a good way to just take a break and keep it moving.
All right.
So thanks for the injuries. There's a lot of them. So
hopefully it's not that long throughout the season.
Let's not put these guys to sleep with more offensive lineman injuries, and let's just continue on.
Offensive linemen are important, my guy. Like, it's the engine for the offense.
That's true. So we're going to move on, as I have already done so with the sound effects. It's in the air.
What's in the air this week?
Well,
we're at your house, so nothing's in the air.
Nothing's in the air right now. However, we do have some information for you guys in the Put It in the Air League, and that would be the poll results.
Hold on. We have an issue. I don't know why this went fuzzy. All right, and we're back.
Was it fuzzy for a while?
Yeah, it went fuzzy real quick.
Okay.
I don't know why.
All right, so we could always edit that part out.
We could, or we can just keep it in there and keep it moving.
I like this. So. It's in the air. Brought to you by Oscar Mayer Wieners.
Hey, yo, what are we putting in the air this week?
So this week, we're putting just some information from our poll results. We've had a couple votes. We have some answers. A
couple is two. We've had a few.
A couple plus one. A thruple of votes. So
sounds salacious.
It is salacious. So we voted on quarterbacks getting sacked if they would lose points, since we can't lose the actual yardage that they lose.
I'm disappointed in you.
Why?
I'm disappointed in you for wanting to vote for such a paltry amount of points taken away for a sack.
Oh.
I'm disappointed in the league.
See,
it should have been no less than 0.7 points taken away.
Here's the thing.
I'm disappointed.
Opinions aside, so we can focus on moving forward. The league overwhelmingly voted for a half a point loss by quarterback. It makes sense in my mind.
Per sack, not per quarterback. Per sack.
Per sack. Yeah. Quarterback per. What? You understand, right? Do you guys get it? All right, good. Anyways, you get it, right?
I get it.
I do.
So. Yeah, it is what it is.
So yeah, half point will be lost every time your quarterback's sacked. That will be new this year, and expect it. Hopefully it changes the outcome to some games so we can get really, really excited and mad at the same time.
Hey, it's better losing off of a sack than losing off of a kneel down. I'll tell you that, Mark.
That's very true. Very, very true, because they lose the yards for a kneel down. We've discussed this. It's so ridiculous.
So stupid.
So the next thing we voted on with lots of conversation, points per carry.
Yep.
There was kind of a push and a pull. I think about half the league was going one way, half the other. And it turned out that we did get 7 votes for no points per carry. So this year we will not have points per carry. Pascal's not feeling too great about it. I was willing to go 0.1, but I think the forcible conversation of being pro points per carry to a high level turned me off. And that's all I'll say.
Yeah, I didn't think it should go past 0.2. I thought 0.1 was the most reasonable.
Yeah.
And I think that a lot of good points got lost behind silly conversation from some of our members who like to go off on random tangents.
Speaking of,
I do think that it's a pretty good tactic if you want to lose someone's good points. So it could be nefarious, but I don't think so.
I do have to take a little bit of credit for those comments. Of course, there's plenty of guys who have those comments and kind of push really good information down on the chat. But I do want to point out one person, and I want to say thank you, and also slow it down a little bit. Mike Longfellow, man, your dad humor is appreciated, but sometimes it's just when it's like a serious moment or like we're trying to get something done, it's like, damn, Mike, now I have to like comment on my own comment to like bring that forward.
Bring it back up. Like what happened today with Billy. Billy posted the rules that you had put in the chat way back when.
Yeah.
But I had put it in also.
Oh, yeah.
But it got pushed down, and he didn't go back, and he didn't see it, so then he posted it again, which in the end is okay. We'd rather have good information posted multiple times than have it lost and people not see it. But if we had a little less silly conversation while we're trying to have serious conversation, it might make it easier for people to see and for us to make informed decisions for the league.
Don't stop being hilarious, Mike. But
don't stop.
I also want to point out, if you guys want to scroll up on the chat, then go ahead and scroll up a little bit to last week, and you'll see one of the most amazing pictures of Pascal on a sticker slapped up in Larchmont. It's awesome.
It was pretty great.
I was mad at him. All right, I saw
moving on.
Moving on to the last poll, we finally broke the trend of $125 for buy-in. We have finally upped it to $140, so the pots will be a little bigger.
I only keep voting for bigger pots because then, if I ever win, it kind of makes up for the years before that I lost.
Oh, where you didn't win. Oh, that's
what
losing.
Lost means. Yes, thank you.
So
the one time I got third, but we weren't paying out for third place, so I didn't get any money.
Yeah. Well.
Yeah.
You know. We're moving forward. We're improving.
Why would we have someone on the podcast talking about fantasy football who's never finished in the top 2 in our league?
Because we're trying to put you there. Number 2
or is it like good perspective? Like we can see from the haves and the have-nots, everyone is represented.
I'd say you're more the factual guy, and I'm more the opinion guy, which makes you the like.
That's why I hate everything you say. Is that what you're saying? Because it's all just bullshit pulled out of your ass.
Yeah, well, it's formulated in my brain and then it comes out of my butt.
That makes you a bull.
That's weird.
A lot of bull.
But back to it. Just so you know, the weekly prize stays $25. Literally, the only thing that's going up is first and second place, and then third place is getting their money back. You get an extra $15 because that's the money you put in.
Did we decide if we're taking money out of the pot for T-shirts for everyone, or does everyone have to pay extra if they want a T-shirt?
We didn't discuss that formally, and I don't want anybody to get like butt hurt about it because they don't want a T-shirt. So if you guys want T-shirts, let me know.
Maybe it's something we should vote on for next year. Yeah. We'll see how many people decide to get T-shirts.
And if you guys just want T-shirts, I can make you T-shirts. Not a big deal. They're not very expensive. Just hit me up outside of everything else.
What is it, like $15?
Yeah, like $15. It might be $20 if it's like a more quality T-shirt. Depends on where I get like the stock. But if you give me a T-shirt, I could put the thing on it and charge you like 5, 7, 8, 10, whatever, depending on what
I think we should talk about this more in the first week episode because there's some ideas I want for the T-shirt that we had talked about before.
That is true, yeah.
And some of them need for the season to be over. So we should discuss it and see what's the best way of going forward.
Doesn't need to be an early season thing. Could be the end of the season thing. So yeah, I'm down with that. That sounds good.
Yeah.
We didn't have any polls on the other items that we were going to go over, like
draft positioning.
And loser punishment.
Yeah.
So those will be covered in the coming months, and the next offseason that will be decided on. And
loser punishment can still be instilled for this season.
That's
right?
True. True.
I think that at this point we would need like a great majority. It can't be 50%. We need probably 70, 80%.
I think we need 100%. If everybody has to be willing to do it, otherwise it's pointless to do. Because if the person that doesn't want to do it gets last, and I'm not doing it, then it makes it not fun and it's annoying.
No, that makes sense. I'm down.
So 100%.
We could always put a pretty bad penalty if you don't do it, like you lose your spot in the league or something like that.
Yeah, so, but
I'm not saying that we need to do that, but it's just something to toss out there.
That's true. And then of course draft positioning. There are some great ideas. Pascal's idea. We have the random idea, which is what we're going to actually cover today after Keeper Alert, and then the idea that I think is the best is having some sort of challenge. You know what I mean? It makes it fun. Everybody gets involved, and we kind of flash our skills, whatever they might be, whether it's math or strength or throwing a ball or whatever it is. So we're going to keep that in mind for next year, and we're going to come up with a really good list of items so we could vote on the best one, and you guys could hopefully pick something fun.
Yeah,
so
cool.
With all that being said, man, I think we're done with that. The air is clear, and we're going to have to move along to our next segment already. It's awesome.
Yeah, moving along.
Bang! Sorry.
Wow, that was too loud. Please don't do that again.
All right, so Keeper Alert today is very exciting because here's what's going on. We have officially put in our keepers.
Officially.
Sound the alarm. It's on. We've got 24 keepers. We've maxed out. Thank you guys for choosing 2 guys you think will be better than their draft position.
I am proud of everyone getting their keepers in on time when we weren't sure. Marvelous had 1 left. We had Jay who had to get his in.
Frank.
And then Frank with his. And they all made it under the wire. We are set. We are locked and loaded, ready to go.
And thank you, Babalu, as well, since you said you would take a few days, and then that day you just put it in. Thanks, man.
Good job, everyone in the league, letting things move and progress and not have any funky repercussions to not paying attention to what's going on.
So we're going to announce the keepers. You've seen them in the chat, but hear them. Listen.
Yeah, and we'll provide a little bit of what we feel about other people's choices and keepers.
And here's one thing that we also did. I took the collective ADP from 6 main sources, and I matched it up against the round that it's going to cost you for that keeper to then subtract the round it's going to cost you to the actual ADP. You're going to get a number. I'm going to put both keepers together. You get a collective number, and we're going to see who has the best, the most amount of rounds of value and the least.
Brendan, who let you do math?
What?
Who let you do math?
I did. It's
damn it.
Very simple math. Very simple.
Simple for who?
Simple for all of you. Ready? All right, so we're going to start off with Billy D, the commissioner, who has the same keepers as last year, which also brought up an interesting conversation. We're not going to get into that yet, but we will be voting on it next year for the max out rule of how many years, since that hasn't really been
we got to vote on it this year. Well, we have to, we can't wait till the off season to vote on that.
Okay, so that'll be coming up very soon. So keep your eyes open for that. So Bill kept Jonathan Taylor and Kyron Williams again this year. However, he lost an extra round of value. So Taylor's a 5th round and Kyron's a 9th round.
Listen, I think that those are good picks. Last year, JT lost a lot of time to injuries, so now he should be back at full strength.
Yeah.
They're going to be relying on him because they have Daniel Jones and Anthony Richardson, which I don't think anyone has faith in. It might not be as good of a keeper as we thought it was going to be last year.
Yeah, it was 100%. He might early season better.
Right,
for Billy
he might
last
be
year.
a little injury prone at this year. Another year on the belt. We'll see though. I mean, if he has a healthy season, he's one of the best running backs in the league.
Yeah.
And Kyron, while he's not efficient, Sean McVay keeps giving him opportunities. He's got a couple of young guys behind him who might start cutting into the carries at some point, but I thought that about Corum last year. Never happened. Kyron is, efficient. He's not a great running back, I don't think, but he makes the most out of his opportunities, and so I think good picks for Billy.
Yeah, Billy, great picks. Last year we were much more excited for you. This year it's toned down a little bit, but that doesn't take anything away from it because these guys could both go bananas, and you could have the best keepers in the league, hands down. So to break it down for numbers, Billy is giving up a 5th and a 9th pick. Jonathan Taylor is typically going in ADP in the mid-second.
Yeah.
This is, just so you know, a collection of ADPs, which is average draft position, from ESPN, Sleeper, CBS, NFL, Roto Sports, and Sports Fantrax. So the collection of ADP, this is where I got the ADP. So just so you guys know, that's where the source is. Jonathan Taylor going for a mid-second. That's going to be 3 rounds of value for Taylor. And Kyron Williams going for a 9th round pick. He's going at the 2-3 turn. any player that is at a turn, if it's the 2-3 turn, I'm going to give them a benefit of the doubt and go ahead and say he's a second round pick. So that's 7 rounds of value. Billy gets a total of 10 rounds of value, which is one of the best amount of rounds of value out of the league. So good job, Billy. 10 rounds. That's a great start to the draft already, and we haven't even had the opening bell.
Yep.
Next, we're going to go over Mr. Colin McCree. Great. We'll see if it's great. He does have one of the most potent keepers this year in Brock Bowers, the tight end 1 in ADP.
We'll see.
He is giving up an 8th round pick for Brock Bowers, and then his other keeper is going to be Josh Downs, who he's giving up a 10th round pick for. He was wrestling between Josh Downs and Jordan Addison, who got a 3-game suspension in the beginning of the year. With that being said, both guys are pretty close in ADP. He went with Downs probably because of the suspension and other factors. I probably would have gone that route too.
Downs, on a per-game basis, was one of the best receivers in the league. He was putting up big numbers when he was available. The thing is that he's 5'10", 180 pounds, so he can get hurt easily. But if he's, or when he's available, when he's healthy, he's a good guy to have. I don't have faith in Daniel Jones, but he's better than Anthony Richardson, so that should be a tick up in his production.
Sure.
Brock Bowers, we'll see. I mean, he had such a great season last year. It's hard to replicate that. And He's got a new quarterback, even though he had multiple quarterbacks who were not very good last year.
No.
I'm not sure. I don't think that the tight ends did very well in Seattle with Geno. So we'll see how he does. I would expect a regression, but not that much. So he caught 100 balls for 1,100 yards last year. If he catches 80 for 800, that's not going to be that bad. Colin will still be happy for a 10th round pick. I don't think you can go wrong.
I think the regression, if there is some, it will be very light. I have little to say about Brock Bowers. I think he's going to be excellent this year. As for Josh Downs, if you're comparing Josh Downs and Jordan Addison, Josh Downs could be very well the wide receiver 1 in Indy. If at worst he's the 1B, right, with Michael Pittman, he's probably the 1A.
I don't know. We'll see. A.D. Mitchell has been playing really well this offseason.
But in comparison to that, Jordan Addison can never be the WR1 in Minnesota unless Justin Jefferson goes down.
Right.
And then you have T.J. Hawkinson. And then you have pass-catching backs.
In both places, you've got new quarterbacks. You've got J.J. McCarthy up in
unproven.
Minnesota.
Everybody's really high on him, but he hasn't played an NFL game yet, so I have big question marks on him. So I would have gone Downs too. Real quick, Brock Bowers is going in the mid-second, so that gives him 6 rounds of value. Josh Downs is actually going in the 10th round, so he gets no rounds of value. However, he's locking him in. Colin finishes with 6 rounds of value. So pretty good, not great, but we'll see. You know. Next, we have yours truly, East Coast Virus, who over and over I've told you my keepers throughout the offseason. Brian Thomas for a 10th, JSN for a 7th. We don't need to talk too much about that. We know how powerful and how many targets they're going to get.
BTJ is a top 10 pick. JSN is, top 2 round pick, so top 24, top 30 pick.
But here's the thing. In the collection, Brian Thomas actually falls to the early second, so he got a second. So that's 8 rounds of value. JSN is a mid-third, so that's 4 rounds of value. Finishing with 12 rounds of value, yours truly, in
deal.
The third best.
That Brian Thomas draft last year was, it's going to fuel you for the next couple of years. That's a good one.
Well, we'll see. We'll see how the rules go.
Well, I mean, we should at least have him for 3 years.
Yeah. I'll definitely have him next year, barring any catastrophic injury, but let's not go there. Next we have... your other host, Pascal Ross-Philippe, Punks in Drublin.
Don't say it slow. Don't jinx me, asshole.
So Devon Achane for a 9th is solid value, especially because he's going in the early second at ADP. So that's 7 rounds of value. And then Bucky Irving for a 10th, even better, and he's going in the late second. So that's 8 rounds of value. So Pascal leads the way with 15 rounds of value. It's the highest in our league. So
hopefully I don't bungle it.
Yeah, and if you're drafting before or after him, especially near a turn, make sure that you target his ass and just take away from him.
I mean,
what he needs.
You can if you want, but you should probably just draft for your own team and not worry about me. Because I do bad enough drafting for myself. Don't try to worry about what I'm going to do.
Yeah, and you know, don't draft defensively unless you're like next to Marv Ellis because he won last year.
Yeah, or Billy because he always drafts well.
Yeah, and Billy's been in the championship 3 years in a row. Okay, so moving along, Pascal, 15 rounds of value. Let me get some of that, dude. 12 and 15. There's only one other team in the top 3 outside of this. We'll let you know who it is. Next, we've got Mike Longfellow, who had some interesting keepers. Both are high-value keepers. However, the value he's getting is not very high. I'll explain. George Kittle in the 4th. He's given up a 4th-round pick for George Kittle. And George Kittle actually is going at about the 3-4 turn, so I gave you the benefit of the doubt and said that you get one round of value. Yeah. Which is cool. That's good. He can definitely outperform.
That's where like the randomness of the draft order comes into play.
Oh
right?
yeah. Oh for sure.
So 100%. Marvellis, when we vote on draft order, Marvellis is likely going to want to vote for my setup because that way we know the draft order at the end of the season before, right?
That's true. Yeah.
But in this scenario, if Mikey's picking first overall in the 4th round, right? So let's say 12th in the 1st round and ends up picking first in the 4th, then his value is really not one full round. Because the 1st and the 4th is basically a 3rd round pick.
Very true.
But if he's picking 12th in the 4th round, then he has that full round of value. So that's where all of this becomes a little funkier, where it's like, are you picking at the beginning or the end of that round?
With that being said, like I can't wait to get to Marv Ellis's picks because I have like such an very interesting
take on it.
It's really awesome. So Mike got 1 round of value with George Kittle, and then he's also keeping Scary Terry McLaurin for a 5th, and Terry McLaurin is a 4th round pick, so he gets another round of value. Mike gets 2 total rounds of value. Now we're not taking into account how high value these players are in general, so you get 2 great players.
2 rounds is 2 rounds, like.
Yeah, you're still getting positive rounds, and these guys are pretty solid. I doubt that either of them will have a bad season.
All right, so who's next?
Next we got Sean, who actually has 2 keepers this season.
Congrats,
Thank you, Sean,
Welcome
for
to
picking
the club.
someone else. Sean, you had a great keeper in the first year of keepers, Puka Nacua, and you're continuing to keep him for a 9th round pick. It's a no-brainer. Yeah. A no-brainer. He had a lot of options this year, though. He ended up with David Montgomery in the 10th, who he picked up after Scott dropped him in the late season.
We were talking about this last year, how like that was a huge move. Scott wasn't thinking when he dropped him because he was in the playoffs. Didn't realize that this would be the end result, where Sean gets David friggin' Montgomery for a 10th round pick.
Now, what's crazy is he had the option to keep Cortland Sutton for a 5th, or Lad McConkey for like a 6th or something like that, or maybe even later. But he decided to go with Montgomery, which was not a bad choice.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, that boosted him to insane value. Right now, Puka Nacua is the only. I'm sorry, not the only. There's a few other first-round picks, but he is mid-first round, if a little bit later. But he's a first-round pick. So, Sean, you're getting 8 rounds of value on Puka alone. That's banging, right? Then David Montgomery for a 10th. Montgomery's going mid-5th. So that's 5 more rounds of value.
Yeah.
Sean has 13 rounds of value, falling 2nd overall. Shit. Pascal 15, Sean 13, my team 12, and then we got Billy with 10 right now. Yeah. Those are the highest value keepers. Doesn't mean we're going to be the best keepers. Doesn't mean you're going to be on the top at the end. But you start off really hot.
Because this doesn't take into account the value of a 5th overall pick versus the 50th overall pick.
Exactly. Yeah, that's very true. This is just straight value based on ADP and what you're giving up for it.
All right.
That's the simple math.
So where are we at?
Next we got Scotty Too Hottie. Chinese Pimpin' Gumby. Scotty Too Hottie is keeping Drake London for a 2nd year. Excellent pick because he's given up an 8th round pick for him, and Drake is going mid-2nd. Yeah. So that's 6 rounds
Drake's
of value.
the top 10 receiver in this league.
Yeah, so. And he's probably going to perform that way. Yeah. So I think the
Especially
Falcons,
with Michael Penix.
So. Yeah, I think the Falcons got some things going on this year. We'll see.
They're thangin'.
Scott also decided to go double wide receiver just like myself. and he's going to be keeping Khalil Shakir. Now, this is a interesting pick.
Yeah, that could listen. He might outperform his ADP.
His ADP outperformed my mind. I was looking for him in like the 90s. He's like 55 or something like that.
Yeah.
It turns out that Khalil Shakir is actually, I'm sorry, he's mid 8th round. So he's a little higher. He's like 70s. But mid 8th round for a 10th, that's 2 rounds of value. And then Drake London for his 8th round pick for a mid 2nd, that's 6 rounds of value. Scott's got 8 rounds of value. It's definitely solid. We're going to continue on. Next, we have Aggie. Aggie decided to keep Jaden Daniels for his 4th round pick, which is interesting.
That's high. That's a high price, but he could be one of the top 5 scoring QBs. So.
And his general ADP, based on all these sources, is mid 3rd, so he's getting a full round of value on that. And then Nick Chubb for a 6th round pick. Now, this is very interesting because his ADP has yet to climb. He's actually going in the 11th round. So Aggie's actually losing 5 rounds of value by keeping Nick Chubb. It doesn't mean anything if Nick Chubb starts the season and comes back to form.
Joe Mixon is hurt out the first 4 weeks.
Exactly.
Nick Chubb's going to be the starter. You got Antonio or Antoine Pierce or whatever that guy's name is. But like if Nick Chubb is the guy, that could be huge value for him.
Dameon Pierce. It's very interesting because according to this calculation, Aggie loses 4 rounds of value. It's the worst keepers in the league to start, but that doesn't mean anything until we see the end stats. Of the year. True. Babalu, you're next. We've got Chase Brown. We all were upset to hear that Babalu was keeping Chase Brown because I'm sure he was a target for everyone.
Definitely.
The guy's going to be
I wanted him.
Outrageous. Yeah. Bob has given up a 5th round pick for him, and Chase Brown's going in the end of the 2nd, so that's 3 rounds of value.
Good value.
And then Sam Laporta for a 9th round pick, keeping him for the 2nd year. And Sam Laporta is actually going in the mid 5th, which is actually higher than I expected, but I love Laporta. That's 4 rounds of value. Babalu's got 7 total rounds of value. Kudos, brother.
Good
You're
job,
up there. Next, we have our reigning champion, Marvelous. The fade has been caught.
This guy.
Now, this dude is keeping 2 elite receivers.
Studs.
Now, very different situations. He's got Malik Neighbors giving up a 3rd round pick. Now, he's not getting a ton of value, but it is a 1st round receiver.
I mean, he's getting a top 5, top 7 pick 100%. For a 3rd rounder. So
100%.
That's where the actual rounds don't really capture the value.
Of course, the higher round players that you're keeping obviously are going to be better than the guys that are going in the 6th or 7th. But in terms of value, Neighbors is going in the end of the 1st, so Marvelous has 2 rounds of value on him. It's not a huge value, but if Neighbors performs the way that we all expect him to, and I hope that he does outperform, he is going to be very happy. And then Nico Collins for a 9th. That's the no-brainer.
Yeah. Another top 10 pick.
And he's at the 1-2 turn, so benefit of the doubt, we're going to say he's a 1st-round pick. Marvelous gets 8 rounds of value on that, 2 rounds of value on Malik, and he gets 10 rounds of total value, tying Billy, who was 2nd place overall. So
yeah, it's appropriate. Like, he deserves to be top. What does that make him? Top 4? Tied for top 5?
Tied
for top 5. So it's like
tied for 4th.
You have 2 of the best players in the league that you get to keep as keepers. That
now you got to be ranked. I'm a little. I was dumbfounded when he said Malik Neighbors. I didn't expect him to go that route. I expected him to keep Chuba Hubbard for a 10th. It would have been more value based on the amount of rounds and kind of filling that need of an RB1 or 2, depending on who you draft around it. But he had a lot of other keeper options. I was looking at his list. I'm like, damn, this dude's got like 6 options. It's awesome.
Yeah. No, I mean, that's why he won the chip, because he drafted really well.
And he was thinking of maybe even keeping Jahmyr Gibbs for his 1st overall pick. If he knew his draft position, he might have done that.
Maybe next year.
It would have been very annoying because everybody wants Jahmyr Gibbs.
Yeah. All right, let's keep this moving.
Marvelous, awesome, 10 rounds, that's great. Next, we have 2 teams left. We've got Jay Rittberg, who is keeping Tony Pollard for a 4th, which is very interesting because Tony Pollard's value is going up. Tyjae Spears is now on the IR. Tony Pollard is looking very promising to start the year off.
Yeah.
Now, his ADP is the mid 6th, so Jay's actually losing 2 rounds of value, so he's really gambling on Tony Pollard being that guy, which it's looking, everything is pointing that direction. And then he's keeping Mark Andrews, my keeper from last year, who I used a 9th round pick for. He's giving up an 8th round pick for him because he's taking on his contract from the trade. Mark Andrews for an 8th, and he's going at the 6-7 turn, so we'll give him 2 rounds of value. Jay, you have 0 rounds of value with your keepers. You broke even.
These are riskier picks,
for sure.
But if they work out, they could work out really well. Like you said, Pollard, he played pretty well last year, and Tyjae Spears is out, so he could really have the stranglehold on the RB1. And then Mark Andrews, he didn't start out well, but he ended up pretty well, and now he's a year further away from injury. So
yeah,
and this might end up good for you.
And you're looking at Cam Ward, the number 1 overall pick, being the quarterback. I know Caleb Williams didn't turn out great last year after going 5-12 or whatever, but I think the Titans, I don't think they're going to be that great of a team.
And we don't
overall,
care about record anyway. This is fantasy.
Yeah,
Can you put up numbers? That's all that matters.
And I think he will improve the Titans at least. Last but not least, happy birthday to you, my brother. It is Frank Mahin.
Happy birthday, Frankie.
Our French connection. He unfortunately is keeping David Njoku. I was so high on David Njoku in the offseason this year, and I was so upset when he sent that. I was like, damn it, I was hoping he would say someone else. But David Njoku's Frank's this year for an 8th round pick. He's actually
you should always try to trade for him.
That's true. I might actually. Frank, keep your phone on. Njoku's going for a mid-7th, so he gets 1 round of value for him, and I think that 1 round is a solid round of value for locking down your tight end, who's going to be probably a top 5 tight end. And then Xavier Worthy, another player, kind of like Khalil Shakir. You're giving up a 10th round pick for him. Xavier Worthy's going, his ADP is way higher than I expected, even higher than Khalil Shakir. He's going for a mid-5th. Wow. And giving up a 10th, you're getting 5 rounds of value for him.
Wow.
Leaving Frank tied with Mr. McCree with 6 rounds of total value with your keepers. You guys are awesome. We appreciate you, and we hope you all do well this year, but not as well as us.
Yeah, Xavier Worthy, I had dropped him hoping to pick him back up off waivers, and then Frank scooped in there and snatched him up. He might end up being a really good pick. I mean, Pat Mahomes, Andy Reid.
It's big on what happens with
Rice
Rashid.
Is out for 6. No, he's out for 6 games.
I know, but when he comes back, it's all about that.
I mean, but Rashid Rice is more of like a short to intermediate player. Xavier Worthy's over the top, so they can complement each other. Both of them can eat.
They'll be on the field together for sure.
Yeah,
but also Kelsey, like he needs a bounce back season. I mean, like script is written for him to have a bounce back season.
We'll see.
Anyway, he just got engaged.
Moving on. I'm not talking about those two.
All right, guys, we're gonna call you guys right now. We are about to do the draft selection video chat. I'm gonna actually record Pascal's screen, so we're gonna have a different angle on this for you guys, so you can see the wheel. And without further ado,
what are you doing? Mr. McCree.
What's up, Colin? Can you see us? All right, cool. It's fine because we have to show you the wheel. We're going to share our screen. Let me see if you can see. Can you see it now?
Hey, Mikey.
I don't see Mike.
Yeah, he might not have the camera on. Oh,
there he goes. Hey, Mike, what's up, dude? Mike looked like he just woke up. Did you just get hit by a leaf blower?
Life is crap. All right, so we're gonna give this a few minutes for people to log on. I think that with 4 of us, we can feel comfortable moving forward. But
it's true.
Marvelous is busy. Babalu is busy.
You want to turn this?
What?
The glare is a little bit. Just turn the screen.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh, great.
Oh, great.
Perfect.
Awesome.
Awesome.
I wonder if there's a way to ring people again.
Yeah, Colin, text everyone. Get him on.
Baba, Brendan, Frank Maheen, Jay. Looks like Oh, thank you. That was nice.
I tried to burp away from.
That's great.
Right into my camera.
That's
my
great podcast fodder right there, friend. All right, so it looks like everyone is busy except for it's still calling Scott Carruthers and Sean Dennehy and William Duncan.
Babalu's on though.
Baba's busy.
Hit call again.
What do you mean? He said he was busy. I don't know. Yeah, we're gonna give it 1 more minute, and then we're just gonna do this. All right. Yeah, I think that. Oh, we've
Hey,
got
Billy! What up, dude? All good.
We're an hour and a half later than we had planned on anyway, so it works out.
Per usual. You talking about Grove Street? Bill, was Grove Street blue? Yeah, I remember that. Remember Babalu picked Raheem Mostert first overall. Frankie!
Frankie! Happy birthday, motherfucker.
Happy birthday, bro.
All right, so let's do this. Let's get this going, all right? So that me and Brendan can finish up with this podcast, huh?
It's probably an old picture, bro.
Can we get moving?
Yeah. We don't have to. We can. All right, yo, McCree, we're gonna do the picks because we got 6 people here.
All right.
Can they hear us?
I don't know.
Yo, can you guys hear us? I guess not.
All right.
Yo, Colin.
Here we go.
All right, we're gonna run the wheel, yo. We're gonna do this.
Ready?
Wait.
For first overall pick. First overall pick.
Here it goes. Oh, it's
All right.
I was hoping it would be Marvelous.
I was not.
But if it was Marvelous, he only gets a first pick, and then he gets pick number 24 and not 25. He has to wait till 48.
All right, so second overall pick goes to...
Jay was first.
Oh,
Babalu
in second. Third overall pick. Marvelous is going to watch this and be salty. Looks like Aggie. Third overall pick to Aggie.
Let me write this shit down.
I've got the results. Don't worry.
Oh, you do? Okay.
Fourth overall pick.
Come on, baby.
Fourth overall pick goes to me. I'll take it.
Damn.
I like that spot.
I need the 5.
All right. Fifth overall pick. Fifth overall pick goes to
Mike
Longfellow. Fifth overall pick to Longfellow.
Fuck.
Sixth overall pick.
I got 6 last year.
6 goes to is it
Sean.
Scott or Sean?
It's
Scott or Sean?
It's
Scott or Sean?
It's Sean.
Sean with 6.
Damn.
Seventh overall pick goes to 7th goes to Billy Duncan.
Fucking shit.
Right inside the keeper barrier. Now where keepers are starting to affect things for real. 8th overall pick.
No, 7th.
No, Billy was 7th. 8th overall pick.
Yes.
Goes to Brendan. Brendan, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So,
yeah. 8? Okay, yeah. I'll take it.
9th overall pick. 9 goes to Frank Martin. Monsieur Franck in 9th.
We've got Colin, Scott, and Marvelous left.
All right. 10th pick goes to... Colin McCree.
Nice.
All right. Now we have 11 between Scott and Marvelous.
I bet Marvelous is so hyped.
I know, right?
He needed a late pick. It's
Scott.
Damn.
Scott and Marvelous will be picking 12th. So it's funny because our first place and second place teams are picking 11th and 12th. So, not per the playoffs, per the regular season. So Marvelous is picking last. Our results are Jay in first, Baba in second, Aggie in third, me in fourth, Mike in fifth, Sean in sixth, Billy in seventh, Brendan in eighth, Frank in ninth, Colin in 10th, Scott in 11th, and Marvelous in 12th place. Billy and Brendan next to each other once again.
At least I'm before you, Bill.
Huh? Why?
Just run it. Who's it gonna be?
Oh, inquiring minds want to know.
That was a close one.
Remove. All right, there you go. And this is our official draft order for this year. Let's. I'm gonna post it in the
chat.
In the chat.
All right,
guys.
We're gonna head
later
back to finish, and we'll see you guys later on.
All right.
Damn.
Draft.
You want to trade?
Order. Huh?
You want to trade? You want to trade the draft order?
No.
Fuck, man. 8th pick. I don't like that.
All right.
Because I have 7 first-round targets. And if all of them go in the first 7 rounds, I'm going to be so furious.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I was saying is like 7th is basically where keepers really start impacting the first round. And it's like you might not get a first-round value with your pick. So I'm glad that I was before 7th. Sorry, folks.
What's funny is I have 8 names written down for my first round.
Yeah.
So I guess I'll just take whoever's highest on that list is left.
All right.
Damn.
Well, that was fun. It was a little nerve-wracking.
I'm scared. I'm uncomfortable with 8.
All right.
I would be so happy with 4 right now. I would be like unbelievably thrilled. Like you're literally. And Jay's excited. He just texted. Oh yeah!
Congratulations, Jay. I'm happy for you, my friend. Baba, Aggie, myself. We're the top 4. So Jay, Baba, Aggie, congrats on the top 3. Colin, Scott, Marvelous, congrats on the quick turnaround. You're going to get to pick your first, and then right after that, you pick your second. It's those in the middle ones, Sean, Billy, Brendan. You're kind of in no man's land. Sean at least should still get a top quality pick. Billy, you're still in the mix. Brendan, you might be just right outside of it, but you'll have guys like Derrick Henry. Well, we'll see. Jay Jettas maybe.
Babalu's going to draft Derrick Henry first. We know that.
Maybe second overall. That would be ballsy. That would. If he does that, then everyone below him should be really happy.
Hooked up, yeah. Like you.
Yeah, like me. I mean, I'm pretty good where I am. I'm happy with the guys that I'm going to be able to pick from.
Yeah. You're set, bro. You're set.
Yeah.
All right.
Awesome. There you go.
Yo,
that was fun.
Give it up,
That
man.
was good. I like that.
That was good. That was really good.
I think that's way better, like, from an enjoyment perspective than knowing what it is based off of last year, you know?
All right, 3 and out. We just want to tell you guys what rookie we're out on and what stack we're out on. Nice and quick, nice and simple. Pascal, what rookie are you out on?
I am out on The running back out of Iowa, Caleb Johnson, I believe his name is, for the Steelers. He ran a bad 40, and the Steelers just have those types of backs. Jalen Warren's going to be the number one, so I am out on him.
Okay. I'm out on an obvious player, Quinshon Judkins, because we have no idea what's going to happen with him. He still hasn't signed with the Browns yet, and it's just the obvious pick to be out on. A less obvious one would be Bashaw Tootin, the running back for the Jacksonville Jaguars. The reason I'm out on him is because Travis Etienne and Tank Bigsby aren't that bad, and he still has to get through them and prove himself over those two guys. So we'll see what happens, but I guarantee Tootin isn't going to be a name that's needed on rosters all season long. Now, for a stack, do you know who you got?
Yeah, I'm out on Spencer Rattler and anyone from the Saints. So Chris Olave,
very easy
Rashid Shaheed. I'm not stacking those guys. They're guys I might pick up.
Yeah.
But I'm not stacking those guys.
Good point. Mine's a little higher profile. As a matter of fact, some of the highest profile. I'm out on Josh Allen and anyone on the Bills. Basically, for the reason being, Josh Allen is a great pick. I'm not saying don't pick Josh Allen, but who is the number one in Buffalo? Nobody knows. Guess what? If you have a stack with Josh Allen and one of those guys, he might be the number 3. That's not a good stack. You don't need that. And then runner-up, let's just start early this year, Patrick Mahomes and Travis Kelce. I just think that they're just going to continue being mediocre. And that's all. So, we good with that? Let's keep it going.
Market Watch.
Our new sound clip, Market Watch.
Work in progress. So I'm gonna start with we're looking at some divisions. I'm gonna start with the AFC North.
Cool.
And we're gonna start with the Ravens. They're easily the favorites in the division. Lamar should have won the MVP last year, but he's just getting better each year. Derrick Henry is ridiculous. He was giving Saquon a run for his money in the race for best RB through the first half of the season. Rashad Bateman started to finally emerge as a threat. Zay Flowers is a problem, but needs to keep himself healthy. The tight ends aren't great options from a fantasy perspective, but they're dangerous from a real-world perspective, and Mark Andrews, 1 year removed from injury, might make the difference. 10 out of 11 starters on offense are back. Their defense is solid, if not as good as years in the past. That might change with who they brought in. They drafted safety Malachi Starks out of Georgia, who dropped way further than people expected him to because he's not quite as fast, but at the safety position, it's about recognizing, reading, and reacting more than it's about athleticism. And then they drafted freak edge rusher Mike Green out of Marshall, who has some sexual assault allegations in his past, so that's why he dropped. But just based off of talent, he was a top 10 pick. They got him in the second round. Adding those two guys along with Jair Alexander in free agency could have this defense looking really scary. They added DeAndre Hopkins as a pair of really reliable hands behind. He's going to be the third wide receiver behind Rashad Bateman and Zay Flowers. Good guy to move the sticks on third down. It's looking good for them.
So they're going to be kicking ass, but they won't have their kicker, right?
They will not have their kicker because Justin Tucker is a sex-offending creep, and he's gone.
Now, will they be
Allegedly.
going? What about the market? Are they going up, staying mediocre, or are they going down?
They were already one of the top teams in the league. You can't go farther up from there unless you're talking about winning the Super Bowl. But we're not talking playoffs here, folks. We're talking the regular season. So, they are going to be one of the 3 best teams in the league. I don't see any other way around it.
So
as long
steady?
as Lamar's healthy.
All right, cool.
All right, so then we have the Bengals, who are, I don't know, maybe up, maybe steady. It's hard to tell. Last year was a disappointing year. T. Higgins missed time, but was money when he played. Burrow to Chase had all-time productivity. Chase Brown emerged as a threat at running back, but the defense couldn't keep up. They keep letting go their top players in free agency. Finally, this year, they re-signed Trey Hendrickson, but it's a 1-year deal. He's 30 years old. He already had like 17 sacks a year the last 2 seasons. I'm not expecting him to do that again this year. Their first-round pick, Shamar Stewart, he held out for mad long because they want to be playing games with their rookie contracts. trying to not give him the assurances he's supposed to have if he gets hurt before he signs his real deal. So they still have to walk across a public street to get to their practice field. They lost a ton of defenders from what was already a bad defense. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. I don't know, right? Like, it's good that you're losing guys that were participating in a bad defense, but it's also bad that you're losing starters. I don't know where to go. They fired their defensive coordinator. I don't know. I feel like they're just going to play a lot of 50 to 70 type games. You know.
Good.
All right. Next, we have the Steelers. The Steelers swapped QBs with the Jets, an organization known for its QB decision making or lackluster QB decision making, hoping that it'll be similar to the last time a Packers Hall of Fame QB left the Jets. Now, they have a strong defense that hinges on an increasingly injury-prone TJ Watt, who also just got a huge extension. They let Najee Harris run straight into the offensive line in LA. Jaylen Warren is the starting running back. They signed DK, hoping for a resurgence that would have been wild if he and Rodgers were both 4 years younger.
True.
They traded Pickens to Dallas as Deontay Johnson got dropped from his sixth team in 18 months. Just showing you that guys who get traded out of Pittsburgh are not the best options at wide receiver normally. We'll see if Pickens is an outlier, but buyer beware. Now, they're hoping that young guys like Roman Wilson can emerge, but this is the fourth year in a row with the highest paid defense in the league, but will it be one of the best? Just because it's the highest paid doesn't mean it's the best. This offseason, they drafted Derek Harmon out of Oregon, the defensive tackle, in the first round. They got Caleb Johnson out of Iowa in like the fifth round. In free agency, they brought on Aaron Rodgers, DK Metcalf, Jalen Ramsey, Darius Slay, Jonnu Smith.
Damn.
All big names, but are they past their prime? Or they're definitely past their prime for the most part. Out of town goes Pickens, Russell Wilson, Justin Fields, Micah Fitzpatrick, Najee Harris. I don't think that they got better. They might have gotten worse. They definitely got older. Not looking good for the Steelers as far as I can tell. They'll probably be over 500, but not too far over 500. Lastly, we have the lowly Browns. They picked up quarterbacks wherever they could. I think Uncle Rico was on the squad in minicamp. They drafted 2 quarterbacks and 2 running backs in the first 5 rounds. They're likely looking at another lost season as the Deshaun Watson trade has officially set the franchise back half a decade, with more pain in the near future for the Dog Pound. In the offseason, they drafted Mason Graham in a trade with the Jaguars, where the Jags got Travis Hunter. They drafted Quinshawn Judkins out of Ohio State, Dylan Gabriel out of Oregon, Dylan Sampson, the running back out of Tennessee, and QB Shedeur Sanders. They also got tight end Harold Fanning Jr. out of Bowling Green. In free agency, they brought in Joe Flacco, another quarterback, and out of town went Jameis Winston, Nick Chubb, and Elijah Moore.
Awesome. That's great. So basically your entire division, basically you had pretty
Flat
much
or
going
down.
the same.
Yeah.
I covered the NFC North, a great division as a matter of fact. I'm going to start off with the Chicago Bears, who I have going up. All right. The reasons being, they made a huge trade for Joe Thuney to shore up their offensive line and protect Caleb Williams. They also gave Caleb Williams some new targets in Colston Loveland and Luther Burden III, to a great tight end, great receiver. Hopefully they will emerge and start having some value this season to start. And they were 5-12 last year at the bottom of their division. Let's be real. I mean, I think that they will find it easy to be better than 5-12 this year. And the emergence of Roma Dunze, watch out for that guy. As for the next team, the Green Bay Packers, I have them on a flat line. They added Matthew Golden in the draft, which was he's supposedly maybe one of the best receivers in the draft, if not the best. But they had an injury-riddled offseason. Every single one of their receivers was at one point or another injured. They did add Micah Parsons recently, as we all know, which will improve their already stellar defense. They went 11-6 last year, and I think that's probably what we're going to be looking at this year. like I said, they do have an incredible defense, but I think 11-6 is probably their ceiling. So moving down the list, even though this is at random, we have the Minnesota Vikings, who actually I think will have a down year compared to last year. Now, this is the reason. It's really tough to trust J.J. McCarthy. I mean, everybody is on him. He has everything in front of him. It looks like he's going to have a great NFL career, but we haven't seen anything yet, so you can't really justify anything until he gets on the field and shows us what he can do. Justin Jefferson's hamstring is kind of a little bit of a question mark, but the team is otherwise pretty healthy, so they do have that going for them. Their committee backfield will definitely take some value away from Aaron Jones and give some value to Mike's almost keeper. Help me out here. Why am I drawing a blank on his keeper?
Jordan Mason.
Jordan Mason. Okay, cool. So the reason I think they're going down is because last year they were 14-3. They're not going to be better than that. We didn't expect that from them because they were 7-10 the season before, and they doubled their wins. I doubt they're going to get 14 wins this season. They're good, but they're not that good. Last but not least, the Detroit Lions. Believe this or not as well, I also have them going down, mainly because last year they were 15-2. I doubt that they will only have 2 losses this year with some growing pains. Amon-Ra was quoted saying that their practices don't feel the same. They don't feel as potent as an offense. They did have some coaching changes. They have a new offensive coordinator, new defensive coordinator. There will be some growing pains, like I said, with that. They will win the division, but will not get 15 wins. And that's the NFC North in a nutshell.
All right.
We broke down the AFC South. Pascal is going to take 2 teams, and I'll take the other 2. So, Pascal, without further ado.
All right, so I've got the Texans, and the big thing is, can they return to form? C.J. Stroud stepped back a bit last year because of a bad O-line, injuries to Nico, Tank, and Stephon Diggs. They fired their O-coordinator halfway through the season, Bobby Slowick. But now Mixon is injured and is going to be replaced by Nick Chubb, who knows how much he has left. The O-line is still really bad after trading former first-round pick guard Kenyon Green to the Eagles. The defense should be really good. Nico's back. Tank is out. Diggs is gone. But they drafted rookie wide receivers Jalen Higgins and Jalen Noel out of Iowa State. They drafted Ariante Ursary, the left tackle, out of Minnesota. Well, he'll probably play right tackle. And they traded for Christian Kirk after trading away John Mechie. There wasn't much going on in free agency. They signed Cam Robinson and Trent Brown, offensive tackles who have not been so great throughout their careers, and they re-signed and extended a bunch of their own guys. So it looks like it's kind of up in the air. They could get better. Kind of depends on how C.J. Stroud does, how he does with the 2 rookie wide receivers, and if Nico can stay healthy. But it tends to hinge on the offensive line, and so their offensive line just is not that good. And so it might be a long season for Texans fans. They might be looking at maybe a wild card berth, but we will see.
They have a wide variance of how they will finish, just based on the last 2 years. So.
And then we have the Titans, who were the worst team in football last year. But can they get out of the basement of the NFL in one season? I mean, Cam Ward is their first overall pick, and it looks like they've made the right decision so far. Been playing well in preseason and training camp. And they went for a completely offensive 4th round. They got wide receiver Chimere Dike out of Florida by way of Wisconsin. He's like a punt returner, shifty, faster guy. Then they got Gunnar Helm to play tight end out of Texas, who is a steady kind of Hunter Henry style tight end. And then wide receiver Alec Eomanor out of Stanford, who's a bigger, stronger, fast wide receiver. A guy that some people thought was going to go in the 2nd round, a guy that I really like. And with Tony Pollard playing well, it can take a lot of the sting off of Tyjae Spears going out for 4 games to short-term IR. Treylon Burks was waived with an injury designation, wasn't claimed, reverted to IR. Looks like that whole situation, getting rid of A.J. Brown and getting Treylon Burks, was a massive failure. Thank you for that, because that's why Mike Vrabel is the coach of the New England Patriots now, so we appreciate you for that. But they could have a good defense. This is Brian Callahan's second year as head coach. He was on the hot seat last year. He's on the hot seat because of last year. He almost got fired last year, so he has to have a good opening to this season to keep his job. But they reset the roster in free agency in the draft, letting most of their in-house free agents walk. They signed Tyler Lockett, signed second-tier free agents. They're still building, but Cam Ward will determine how much they progress and if the coaching staff can keep their jobs.
So I would say it's safe to say that they're probably going up.
You can say up a little bit.
From the
basement? They at least have a starting quarterback, and that's more than they could say last year.
That's true. And I think you told us something without telling us something by failing to mention Calvin Ridley. I feel like that's one of Pascal's sleepers in the draft tomorrow night.
Sure.
No comment.
I'm pretty sure I mentioned him in the last episode as someone I'm completely out on.
Oh, maybe you are actually completely out of him because you completely left him out of your notes.
I did.
Shoring up the AFC South, Indianapolis Colts. I have staying steady. Sorry, Mike. That's the way it is. Daniel Jones may be an improvement. Maybe. Tyler Warren could be the future for the Indianapolis tight end room for several years. That was a great improvement. They also added cornerback Charvarius Ward and safety Cam Bynum, so their secondary definitely getting some oomph. But they just don't have an identity at quarterback, and I just feel like their 8-9 finish last year will be on par for this year. I think they're going to be a good team, not great. Maybe they'll win the AFC South because all those teams finish around that. They suck, yeah. So it's like usually the last week of the season determines who wins the AFC South. Almost
I think that they by far have the worst quarterback in the AFC South, though. Like, I'll take Trevor Lawrence, I'll take Stroud, and I'll take even Cam Ward over him. So yeah, that probably determines their outcome.
I mean, Daniel Jones won the job over Anthony Richardson, so all the pass catching options are at least going to be more fantasy relevant. Definitely give them all a boost. And then, but I think 8-9 is what we can expect from the Colts.
I can see regression. I can see 6 wins.
Yeah, maybe. We'll see how it goes. You hate Daniel Jones, so I still
I don't hate him. I don't care much about him at all. I just don't think he's good. I couldn't care less, honestly.
That's what I should have said.
Yeah.
All right, last team, Jacksonville Jaguars. I actually have their trajectory going up, which is awesome. There's a lot of notes on these guys. They had the big splash trade up to the second round pick for Travis Hunter, the two-way player. We all know about him. Awesome. Trevor Lawrence is healthy right now. Let's hope that
stays that way.
Let's hope that stays that way. Yeah. They cut the dead weight on their team. Christian Kirk, Gabe Davis. You don't need them. Now you have a much better receiving room. Brian Thomas on his second year. Travis Hunter joining the mix. They just signed somebody else that I like. I actually probably wrote the notes, and I got to see. They have a new head coach in Liam Cohen. Duval. Biggest nerd on earth, but definitely has
He's from this area. He's from like Connecticut or something.
Is he? Yeah. Well, he was very successful with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And I see big things for him. Definitely a dork though. Yeah. They have a new GM in James Gladstone, who came from the Rams, a successful franchise while he was there. They also added Bayshaw Tootin, Diami Brown, and Tim Patrick was the name that I was thinking of. Don't sleep on Tim Patrick. He gets injured a lot, but if he stays healthy, he's a beast.
Yeah, he's a good player.
And mainly the reason I think
they don't need him.
No, like, they don't.
They've got a top two that is outstanding.
Yeah, but Hunter might not always be on the field because of his want to be playing on the defense. But mainly Jacksonville's going to go up this year because they were 4-13 last year. Should be pretty easy to get 5 wins and squeak it, make it a better year. So that'll do it for our market watch. We literally are down to our last segment, and we are trying to make this quick for you guys so you could actually eat the whole thing and absorb everything and have a great draft tomorrow. So we're going to finish it off with the final segment.
Doghouse!
Doghouse. All right. Pascal, you want to go first on your doghouse pick?
Sure. I don't really have anyone to put in the doghouse just yet. I don't want to judge people based off of their keeper picks.
You didn't drink your Haterade today?
No. I figured I'd leave that to you. Yeah, I mean, the closest I'm going to come is the Cincinnati Bengals ownership. They have completely bungled this offseason, or bangled this offseason. They paid way more for Chase and Higgins than they should have. They paid way more for Hendrickson. They really should have just traded him. They never should have given that Fugazi contract to their rookies, keep making their first-round pick not want to sign. It's just a second-rate organization. I don't expect them to win a Super Bowl until they get new ownership.
And build a bridge.
Ridiculous.
Build a bridge over that main road.
Please.
It's too dangerous.
It's ridiculous.
It's
really dumb. They just got an indoor practice facility within the last few years. What are they doing?
I don't know. They need to go to a bigger market city, it seems.
No, they need new ownership. Period. Point blank. Sell it to LeBron James. Let him be the owner. Just be done with the current ownership group. They are bums.
LeBron James is Colin's favorite athlete. All right, moving along. He actually can't stand him. My doghouse pick, guess what? It's someone else besides Aggie.
What?
Yeah. I'm going to give my doghouse pick this week to none other than the commissioner, Billy Duncan.
Why?
Bill, you're in my doghouse this week, Bill. You want to know why?
What did Billy do?
You know what? You want to know why Billy's in the doghouse? Because Billy loves to just poke the bear and stir the pot about points per carry and keeper specifics.
Billy flew all the way out here for Frank's 40th, and he's in the doghouse?
Bro, what is next, Bill? What are you going to complain about the fact that we're doing a podcast that doesn't cover certain information? What are you going to complain about yards? 1 point, 10 yards, that doesn't make sense. It needs to be 12 yards for a point. Just stop it. I think you're doing it just to piss me off.
Are you pissed off?
No, I'm good.
Oh, well, he failed.
Yeah. No, I seriously, Billy has been getting very live in the chat lately.
I like to see it, honestly.
And then he
was technically
teaming up. No, he wasn't.
I'll say he was technically right.
You teamed up with him, and nobody else wanted to come to back me, so I had to hold it down for myself.
I didn't team up with him. I just went and found facts. I thought that you were right. I went and found facts. I couldn't see anything to back up what we thought. And so I flipped it up because there was new information. That's how it goes.
You and Billy.
I'm not gonna keep on with a bad point of view just because I want to be right. But if I find out that I'm wrong, I'm gonna tell you I'm wrong and tell you what the reality is.
There are times when you argue a point and you just beat it to death when it's already dead.
Yeah, but only if I think that I'm right.
Sometimes people withdraw from the argument.
That's fine.
I totally disagree, but I don't even want to.
I only do it if I think I'm right. And if you want to continue the conversation, then I'm here for it.
Yeah.
If you want to end it, then end it. But no, if you keep on saying things that I think are wrong, I'm going to respond.
That's how I didn't put you in the doghouse. I put Billy in the doghouse because Billy decided very late, right before the draft, to just stir the pot and just that kind of rile things up and shake things up, and then get Pascal to his defense and Scott to his defense.
I thought it was a valid point to bring up if he considering his point of view, and it was the right time to bring it up because now we have time to actually decide.
Are you talking about keeper specifics? That argument? Because I was talking about PPC with you and him, and keeper specifics. You actually agree with.
He didn't bring up PPC at the last minute.
But he did on Tuesday, whatever day it was. It doesn't matter. We're not going to get into specifics. Bill, you're in the doghouse for being a pain in the ass. I love you.
That's valid.
Last but not least, we have the Doghouse Challenge. I texted Aggie last night just to confirm if I can get a response if he wanted to accept my challenge. He declined, but he declined only because he said, I had a challenge with Jay last year. I won, and nothing ever happened. And I was like, well, you didn't pay attention because Jay did change his name for the 1 week that the bet was for. It was 1 week. You chose it. He changed it. He wasn't happy with it. It happened. It's done. If you have the balls, challenge me. If you have a better season than me this year, I'll change my name for at least the next 3 years to my choice.
3 years.
And if I have the better season than you, you have to change your name. You get to change your name to what you want. but it has to be anything but your stupid name right now. And one more thing, Pascal or anyone else, we're opening the door. We're going to allow anyone to call anyone else out for a doghouse challenge. Please try to think of some creative things. Pick somebody, have straight up challenges, full season challenges, and we'll bring it to you every week. It's fun. It's fun to have these things. It's fun to have a podcast. It's fun to play fantasy football. And with all of that being said, I think we're done.
Yeah,
so,
done.
And always remember to get ready to close the episode out in the proper way. You guys always remember, when getting yourself prepared for the best draft ever, to
put it in the air.
This is the Put It in the Air podcast.
Now we're gonna go to a barbecue.
For who?
For who?
For Frankie.
Not you.
Oh.
What you gonna do?
It's not your birthday, you're not 42.
I'm
40.
only 40.
Also, you know
my lady's 42 though, with a baby on the way and a whole bunch of things that are awesome.
Congrats, but on that note, we are out.
See you guys next week.
It's the Put It in the Air podcast.
That was my elbow that hit that.
Bye.